What? Froggy, is that you? You're looking kinda weird, good buddy. What's up with the tail? Hey, wait a minute! You swallowed my lucky charm! Come back here! What's wrong with you? Something's not right. We've always been friends. For years. Froggy! Wait up! Oh dear. Yoo-hoo, Froggy! Come out wherever you are! Oh man, where could my Pollywog pal be anyway?
I love how they don't even hide the fact that there's a hidden power-up actually located underneath of Big's bed. They just kind of let it sit there during the cutscene and everything, just glowing and being very obvious. Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure. We have returned to Station Square once again, this time as Big the Cat. Big has very simple controls. He can jump with the A button, but if you go to any body of water, except for I guess this one in Station Square, you can cast Big's fishing rod, and you've guessed it, his main mechanic in this game is fishing. We actually have Sonic and Tails just sitting here in the middle of Station Square. Let's see what they have to say.
Quick! We have to find the rest of the missing Chaos Emeralds!
And then Sonic, gonna hit you with my fishing rod. Try to get you to speak.
Eggman! Eggman!
Right. So very, I guess Sonic is a man of very little words today, so. But yeah, Big story is based off that first cutscene, really mainly focused on one thing only. Finding his best friend, Froggy. So we're gonna be doing some fishing this time around. Switching the game up and the gameplay up a little bit, but we're gonna head over to this side of Station Square for now.
Froggy, there you are. Wait, don't run away. What you doing under that car? What's wrong?
Luckily, Big has the strength equivalent to Superman, and he can lift vehicles, even though they can glitch and turn invisible, I guess, as you lift them. Kind of funny. That will actually give us access to the sewer. Yeah, Big has superhuman strength. He is a gigantic cat, so I guess it only makes sense. We are now back in the sewer. We've been in here before as Sonic, but this time around we actually want to go ahead and head over in this direction. We can't jump up in that area we could as Sonic because Big just can't jump that high. He's a big guy. He has very little room for jumping as far as his height goes, but we have an elevator we can head into, and we'll go inside of this one. That's actually going to lead us through a shortcut. If you may be familiar with this site right here. Big gigantic cat just staring at you through glass. That's always a good sight to see. But yeah, we're actually in the entrance to Twinkle Park right now. So that sewer was actually another shortcut to Twinkle Park. Head inside of this door. And another familiar entrance. Yeah, we've actually seen this before as well. We are re-entering Twinkle Park as Big. Very first stage, kicking things off right off the bat. Yeah, Big doesn't have a lot of cutscenes. He has a fair amount of them. But they're only really focused around where Froggy is headed, and Big essentially is just kind of chasing after him throughout the entire story. But we are introduced to our first fishing level right now in Twinkle Park. Big has a few stages, not many, kind of like the last two characters. But his one and only objective is to fish for his Froggy friend. Now, as you can see, you can catch any fish in the pond. Depending on the size of the fish is going to heavily influence whether or not you can catch it or if you need a upgraded lure. Now lures will be available, upgraded lures will be available to you throughout the overworld map, and I'll kind of show you where you can find each one of them. There's a total of 4 lure upgrades, and Big gets 2 additional upgrades for his, and Big gets 2 additional upgrades that he can use as well. As you can see, we failed doing that. We failed catching that first fish, and if you notice, you will actually lose an extra life if you do fail to catch something. It doesn't matter if it's just any random fish out there, if it's Froggy himself. You want to make sure that you're not failing your catches. I didn't really mean to do that right there. I think I actually did need an upgraded lure in order to properly catch that fish. I think he was just a little bit too big. Fortunately, Froggy is catchable without any upgraded lures. Obviously, this is the very first stage, so it'd kind of be, I don't know, a little mean to make you go and dig for or you know, search for an upgrade right off the bat when this is the very first stage, and it only makes sense to allow you to catch him on the first try. Obviously, it's still possible to fail the catch, but he is catchable. Some fish may or may not be. That one might have been, and I may have just screwed it up there, but I was just kind of wanted to show the fishing mechanic that, yeah, you can catch any fish in the water. So there will still be enemies in Big stages. His stages are not long at all. It essentially keeps you in like a condensed section of various stages that we've seen already. So Big doesn't have any brand new stages that he brings to the table. He's replaying the same stages we've seen with the other characters already. So he just has a few of them that he has. So, but Froggy's going to be located on this side of the water. This is actually the only location in Twinkle Park we are able to explore around. Yeah, Big doesn't get a lot of exploration, unfortunately. Looks like Froggy has taken the bait, and he's latched on. We're going to reel him in. Really, the trick to this is you just want to make sure you're not reeling him in as he's pulling the line. You'll get a good indication that he's doing that, like right here. Essentially, when your line kind of stops and things feel like they're freezing, is when he's going to pull on the line. But you just want to keep holding A or just repeatedly hit it as you are pulling him in the direction that he is opposite of the direction that he's facing. So you want to, whatever direction that Froggy's facing, you want to pull him in that opposite direction. But that's going to do it for the first stage. Nothing too complicated there. We caught Froggy, and unfortunately, it's not over yet. So yeah, once we've caught him, he will once again escape, and we will have to catch him again. But for now, we're going to actually re-enter Twinkle Circuit. Remember when I came here as Amy? Well, I decided to go ahead and do it now. Obviously, this is the last character of the game to finish, so I did not come back here as any other character. You can only do this with a limited amount of characters. Most of them you can. Like, I think Sonic, you can come here and do this as... I think even Gamma, I can't remember for sure, but Big and Amy are the main 2 characters I just wanted to focus on. But for now, we're just going to redo this bumper car track again. This time, we're not going for a simple completion score. So the first emblem we got was just for completing the Twinkle Circuit just once and for all, or just for the first time. This time, we actually have to beat our current record, which is honestly not too bad. I think I got like... I think it was like under 4 minutes total. So like I explained before, each lap will have its own best time. Depending on how fast you complete each lap will dictate what your time is to beat for the next lap. So as you can see now, we have a best time to beat of 7 minutes. Not too big of a deal. This is another easy Sonic emblem if you're just going for 100% completion, or you just want to get more emblems outside of the main story. Pretty easy to get. There's only 2 you can get total for doing this, and we've already got the first one as Amy, so we're going to go ahead and get this final one as Big. I'm not really sure if I'm going to show the whole track here. We've already kind of seen this, so I probably will just kind of skip to me finishing the track and getting that second emblem for it. So I guess I will see you then. Alright, we're approaching the finish line on our final lap, and it looks like we had an excess of 8 minutes to spare. So I think that is well, we did a lot better than we did the first time around as Amy. So that's definitely going to reward us with a Sonic emblem. Very nice. And right there it is. Very cool. So we got an extra emblem just for completing that circuit for the second time. I'll take it. Nothing left to do with this. We're going to go ahead and quit and return back to the main hub world. We have now arrived back. We're going to go ahead and exit Twinkle Park. We have done everything that needs to be done here. We will never return to Twinkle Park ever in the game again. As you can see, we have another key. Cream is going to make her final cameo in the game. She's going to of course, come from that location and do her little flying thing. It is kind of ironic because Big will see Cream again in Sonic Heroes, as well as Amy, who is right here. What is she doing? Is this when she's getting her groceries?
I'm so bored. I guess I'll go shopping or something.
Oh boy, was this the day that she did not expect, when things were gonna get a little crazy. A day when I love how like there's always that moment in time where we just get bored of day-to-day life, and we want something exciting, but I think her excitement takes like a whole new level of exciting. So takes off in a whole new level that if you never thought excitement could go. But under here we can actually find a lure upgrade. Yeah, you're actually not going to get any fancy little cutscene explaining a little bit about the upgrade. The lure upgrades, I guess they thought were not as important, so they just kind of tell you that you got a power up. You got a lure power up, and there's really nothing fancy about it. It's just going to slightly change the way that Big's bait looks on the end of his rod there, so nothing too fancy there. But like that cutscene gave us a hint, but we are going to go ahead and grab this ice key that was there. Very kind of the cutscene to tell us that. Or the ice stone, whatever. So the ice stone normally is located by the casino, but I guess this time they decided to put it right here since Biggs weighs a little bit more, so I guess getting around town is a little bit harder for him. But what we want to do is take it over to the train, and we're going to head to Mystic Ruins because that's the only place where we can really utilize these keys. So, oh, a customer, forgive me, but we're having a private conversation here. It's a secret, so please give us a minute, okay? Good sir. All right then. To protect our rights as workers, we're thinking about going on strike, but it's a secret. Ooh, very secret. It's not like we heard this for 6 characters in a row already. But anyways, I don't mean to sound a little bit, I don't know, frustrated with some of the repeated dialogue, but we've seen it enough times. I guess I'm the one initiating it and having it broadcasted on the screen again, so I don't know why I'm complaining. I'm the one that's causing it. Alright, so we've arrived back at Mystic Ruins with our brand new ice stone that we have never seen before. This is a brand new gizmo. I don't know where this even came from. It's almost like we need to use it to unlock a level or something. But what we're going to do is head back up into this air current, take us up into this familiar cave. And you guessed it, yeah, we're actually returning here for the final time. We haven't been here in some time. I think it's actually been since Tails' story since we came here. We're going to allow the key to do its floaty thing. Gotta love that sight. Big can kind of, I guess, attempt to slap it in the face with his fishing rod. That's really the best he's good for. And we come into this ice room, and if you remember last time there wasn't anything here, but this time that's different.
You've discovered the life belt. It keeps you afloat when you're in water. To swim underwater, press the jump button when afloat.
So we now have the life belt. The life belt gives us the ability to float above water. So you do not have to really worry about drowning pretty much for the rest of the game when you are doing your fishing. You can choose to walk underneath the water like Big was able to originally, but of course the life belt, once you release that A button, it will bring you back up to the surface of the water. Kind of nice. Probably the really the only useful item that Big gets in the game, the only useful upgrade that he gets. But nevertheless, it is pretty nice that he gets this. So you're probably not going to really use it a whole lot in the game or in really any playthrough just because you really don't need to. But for now, we're going to climb up this ladder like a crazy cat, and we are going to re-enter Ice Cap's stage. So we are going to re-enter Ice Cap. This big, beautiful ball of red light is going to let us know that we can use Big Superman strength to lift these heavy rocks in order to break certain parts of the ice, which is basically the main gimmick in this stage. You can break the ice, allowing you to access a body of water that you need to fish in, like this one. You will be able to see where you can break the ice. It does kind of give you kind of an obvious part where, basically letting you know that that part of the ice is breakable. And as you can see, Froggy is actually located right here at the start of the level. However, we are not focused on just catching Froggy in this stage. We have, as you can see right here, another upgrade. That is another lure upgrade. We will go ahead and grab that since we are here and it's there waiting for us to get it. But no, we will go ahead and grab that upgrade. Yeah, so Big gets upgrades kind of thrown at him one after another. He does have a total of 6, 4 lure upgrades and then 2 regular upgrades. So we'll go ahead and grab that since we are going to get every single one of his upgrades in this playthrough. So, but yeah, Ice Cap Zone, kind of nice that we have a chance to return here. We have not been here since we played as Tails, so it is kind of interesting to kind of see it again. We did not see this part of the stage though since we were Sonic, way back at the beginning of the game. So kind of cool. We can actually dive into this body of water over here. I don't know if there's anything actually over here of importance. Kind of nice little nook and cranny. And holy cow, look at that. That's like a robo fish there. That's like an Eggman created fish right there. That's a cyber fish, I think is what that should be called or whatever. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and see if we can get out of this water. I guess that's really all there is for you there. So yeah, every stage will have its own special little spot where there's like, you know, certain types of fish you wouldn't normally see in like the regular bodies of water in the main level. So kind of cool. But we're now going to see if we can head over to grab that upgrade, that lure upgrade. So now this stage gets a little confusing. I don't normally get lost in a big stage in this game, but this one I think is a little bit more complex just because every part of it looks identical. But there is a specific path that we need to take in order to grab that upgrade. So I think what we want to do, and yeah, it's kind of a cool little detail. They put these, I think they're like bones or something. Like it's like bones of like a dinosaur or something here that we're walking across up there. And over there you can see like a giant skeleton head. I think those are dinosaur bones. I'm not sure. I guess they got somehow buried in the ground and now they are submerged in this icy water somehow. So kind of interesting. But as we go and head over to find this upgrade, I want to talk more about kind of Big as a character and really why he gets so much hate, I think, overall in the Sonic universe. Now, I, for the most part, have kind of went along with it. I'm not like a huge nerd. I'm not like a huge member, I guess, of the Sonic community. I just casually kind of play, you know, various Sonic games, and I definitely love the franchise, but wouldn't call myself an all-out like super fan. But I will admit, I don't really agree with a lot of the criticism that Big gets. Now, don't get me wrong, this type of stage in Sonic Adventure is a little bit off-putting and, yeah, probably not the most exciting part of the game. So the main reason why big stages were introduced and implemented in Sonic Adventure were mainly because at this time of the release of Sonic Adventure, around the late 90s, Sega was trying to showcase a more, not only a more diverse character-driven gameplay capability by giving Big more of a slow-paced contrast versus the high-speed action stages that we're used to. The fishing stages allowed them to offer more of this variety, but also a lot of people speculated that it was kind of more of a promotion for another fishing game that Sega was actually working on at the time called Sega Bass Fishing. They're kind of interesting. And I think Big's reputation has mainly stemmed from, I think, this game and just his personality as like a giant, you know, goofy, silly character that doesn't really have any serious moments in the franchise or in the series and doesn't really play any vital role other than this game and of course Sonic Heroes, where he gets another important role as well. Apart from that, and after Heroes, he really doesn't show up in any major capacity whatsoever. Another rock up here we're going to use to break the ice. But yeah, apart from that, I think that's really the main reason why Big gets so much hate, which I disagree. I think he is a cool cat, and no pun intended there. We went ahead and finally grabbed the lure power up there, so you just wanted to you just want to break the ice right here and then just sink down and you can go ahead and grab it that way. But yeah, I think Big the Cat really gets, I think, too much hate than he really deserves. I think he's, as personality-wise, he's probably one of the honestly, one of the best Sonic characters as far as personality, because he's very kind-hearted. He never is involved in any evil deeds and doesn't really, you know, obviously his role in the series is pretty limited to a couple of games, but as far as a major impact, but he doesn't really cause any havoc. He kind of stays in his own lane. If anything, I can relate to him more than anybody because his personality is probably closest. My personality is probably the closest to this character out of any of the characters in the series. So, but yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and fish in this main spot where Froggy is, and we'll see if we can go ahead and catch him. This is probably the one of my favorite stages out of many in this game. It's sad that we will not see it again. So, Just want to go ahead and reel him in. Of course, when he's pulling on the bait there, you want to go ahead and move your control stick in the opposite direction that he is actually moving, or facing, I should say. Well, that's it. We caught Froggy again. We're going to move right along, see what our score is here for a good old ice cap.
Not too bad.
But it's time to head back to the Mystic Ruins. So we're back in this ice cavern, and unfortunately, again, we will not see this. It will be the last time that we will be in this little ice cavern. So we're gonna say our goodbyes and move on to other sites to see. So, but we'll go ahead and leave. And now that we have stage 2 done, if you notice, you can actually go this way, where Angel Island is. However, it is sealed. Yeah, so the entranceway to Angel Island is still sealed. We are at the point in the story where that has not been accessible to us yet. So unfortunately, we cannot go over there quite yet as big. So now what we're gonna do is head over to the other side, drop down, and get back to the main entrance area of Mystic Ruin. Yeah, and like I said, I haven't really pointed this out quite yet, but yeah, Big is the slowest character to play as in the game, if that wasn't already obvious.
Oh no! He's got my little buddy! Whoa! Glad I found you!
Oops!
Oh, now what am I gonna do?
Sorry, if I had only held on tighter.
Yeah, Tails, I think that's what your mother would say. We're just gonna slap you in the face with our fishing rod because, my goodness, Tails, wow, you had one job and you let the damn frog go. How could you? We'll do another little size comparison here. I know I did this when I played as Tails, but it's just crazy how much of a difference these guys are in size. Like, Big is a cat, Tails is a fox. Similar type of animals, but holy cow, completely different sizes. So imagine if you got into a fight and this is the size of the person you were fighting and it was a cat with a damn fishing rod in his hand with the goofy face like Big has. Kind of creepy. I think his face is a little bit more creepy and eerie than Goofy in this game, but maybe that's just me. We'll take another good peaceful look at the waterfall just flowing down, doing its thing, and having water flow down. Since the first party didn't report back, we're sending out a second party. I fixed the trolley so it should work. So you guys are all ready to take a serious trek into the jungle? Well, not quite yet. We're actually gonna go ahead and head over to the train because we actually need to go back to Station Square now. I think this beautiful big,
Go to Station Square.
beautiful
You may
big
find something.
ball of red light's gonna let us know that that's where we need to go. So let's take a nice and friendly train ride back to good old Station Square and get this thing rolling. Hold the phone. We actually do want to go to the jungle right now. If you go to where this guy is, who is talking about missing his wife in the jungle, you will find a little secret entranceway right here. And if you go in it, you will find another lure upgrade. This is the only time and chance you get to grab this upgrade. So I was wrong by going to Station Square. This was actually recorded after the main playthrough of Big Story in my recording. Because I forgot to do this. So I highly recommend doing this right now because you are probably going to not have another chance to do it. So this is the time to head into the jungle and grab this power up. And in case you don't know exactly where this is the precise location on the map of where this power up can be found in the jungle. Right between the Mystic Ruins and Big's house. Speaking of Big's house, you want to go ahead and make your way back to La Casa de Big, and you will find yet again another power-up. And if you remember back at the very beginning cutscene, yeah, it gave us a hint on where this thing was at the very start. If you lift Big's bed with his superhuman strength, you can toss it aside, grabbing this.
It's the power rod. You now have longer casting distance.
Alright, so now back in Station Square, oh, we have Sonic.
That robot! I'd better go after Amy!
I think from what we've seen of Amy, she can pretty much handle herself, so... There's good old Mr. Froggy hopping down his merry way. We have a long-tailed frog heading towards the beach, so we know where to go when it comes to that. The reason why Froggy has a tail and he looks a little bit mutated is simply because he actually swallowed a piece of the Chaos Beast's tail as well as the yellow Chaos Emerald, causing him to mutate. Makes sense, he's a frog, he travels a lot through water, and Chaos is a monster made of water. And whoa, is this a new guy? Looks like... Hello, sir. You're looking for Mr. Froggy? I'm afraid that no one by that name is staying at the hotel. Well, let me double check and make sure that we don't have any other name by that listing. You're kind of creeping me out. You're casting your large rod at me and it's freaking me out a little bit. I wish you wouldn't do that, sir. But let me know if you have any further questions. I'll be here to help. Alright, so I gave this guy a little extra dialogue. Yeah, kind of cool. You get to see a new hotel manager, I think. But yeah, we need to go investigate the beach area. So let's head over by the pool side, see what's up, see what's cracking up in here. I have nothing, I'll never say that again, I promise. What do these fine young ladies say? The frog, I saw him hopping off toward the beach. What about you? What's with this hotel? They shouldn't allow frogs to just hop all over the place. Alright. So they're a little bit sassy about the frogs. Welcome to Emerald Coast. Your next stage as Big the Cat. Yes, we have returned to Emerald Coast. It's been quite some time, but it's time to finally get some sun on our face and some tan lines on our waist. I don't know. Yeah, so this is, if I have a favorite stage when it comes to Big Story, this is probably it. Now I know I said that, you know, if I was to return to the stage and just casually playing through the game, I would definitely return here as Sonic, and that still holds truth. But I have to say, for some reason, this stage and just this environment and this vibe, in my opinion, suits Big the best. Like, he feels like I mean, the guy lives in a jungle, right? Like, he's got his own house, you know, very secluded, surrounded by like a little river and nothing but trees. This is the type of place I could see Big, you know, maybe vacationing in, or just booking a place to stay to do some fishing for a month or something like that. Like, I don't know what it is about Emerald Coast and Big, and his personality and his character, but it just fits him the best in my personal opinion. It's probably why I like the stage the most. And for a fishing stage, like, not only was this the demo stage that you were able to play as Big on the Sonic Adventure DX demo version, which I played a lot of, but it just makes the most sense to go fishing in a place like this. You're on the beach, off the coast, like there's a bunch of water around you. You have all of these different fish that you can, you know, possibly pick up and catch, but it's just amazing. I don't know what else to say about this place. It just has very relaxing, peaceful vibes. I know when we were here as Sonic, it was a little bit more intense. We came back as Gamma, we were shooting the hell out of everything. But here as Big, it's just a nice, relaxing vibe. If you go into the secret tunnel, and yes, there is a secret tunnel here, at the end of it, you will find a secret cove. Now, this is something I figured out way back when, again, when I played this demo on the Sonic Adventure DX demo. The only stage you can play is Big as a demo, and I felt like a genius when I found this place as a young child. I remember just like getting bored with Big stages because I could not for the life of me figure out how to actually catch the fish for some reason when I was younger and I was playing this on the demo version for the first time. So I got bored, got, you know, a little fed up, and I decided to do a little bit of exploring as Big. And I found this place and felt so cool about it. The fact that I found this place and I'm sure nobody else did. That was back before I ever really researched things on the internet when it came to games. So I had no idea that this was like something that you could just kind of stumble upon. And it was one of the best feelings in the world, I have to say. And this place is honestly pretty cool. It has pretty nice vibes to it. We have one lone tree inside here. I don't know how this thing is still alive and growing inside this little cave, but it's kind of cool. You can actually come in here and fish, and you can find kind of a different variety of fish in here as well. So kind of cool. If you want to add some extra points to your score, you can do that. But since we have a couple of lure power-ups that we did grab here previously, we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. We're going to see if we can pick up this shark here, or at least catch him, and see how we do. This is probably one of the hardest ones to get because I think he's pretty heavy. So you do need at least a couple of lure power-ups in order to even have a chance of getting this guy. So let's see if we can grab a hold of him. He's a pretty nasty looking fellow, isn't he? Looks like I'm not doing too bad of a job. He's yanking the hell out of our line, though. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I've never attempted to catch one of these guys ever, I don't think. So this is going to be new for me just as much as it is for anyone watching. So how f***ing cool would it be if I just caught this thing right now on a recording? Because I've never done it before on a casual playthrough. Typically, I won't even go in this cove for the most part because it's kind of pointless, but I figured I'm showing it off on recording and might as well do something big and catch a damn shark in here while we're at it, right? He's pulling so hard, he's almost at the edge of the damn cave. Like he's essentially touching the wall. He's pretty far away from us now. This may take a while, I don't know. He's pretty, he's holding on pretty much for dear life at this point. Wow, man, this is, I don't know if this is actually possible. Maybe we don't have what we need in order to catch him upgrade-wise, because he is, like, it is not, he's non-stop pulling on this thing. Like, I'm barely doing anything, and he's just yanking on it. And the moment I hit A, like, once, that bar meter goes all the way to the top, so that's insane. Wow, where's the time? I feel like I've been at this for, like, an hour, like, just this one shark. Like, this guy is really holding on for dear life. I didn't think this would be this difficult. I figured he would either just break our line immediately, or within, a few seconds, but holy sh**. This thing is a beast. We're gonna get him though, look. Oh. Look at that, 1,800 grams. Is that how much he weighs? Is that like their actual weight? Because that's crazy. Okay. So we caught a shark in the secret cove. I've never done that before, so kind of cool. Yeah, that is their weight. It says right there. I like how I'm questioning if that number is the weight when it clearly says the word weight right to the left of the number. And it clearly has grams at the end of it. But anyways, we're going to go back out to the beach now that we've achieved that goal that I never really planned on setting out to achieve. It's kind of nice and peaceful out here. We have some seagulls out there in the distance. Big, beautiful ball of red light's going to let us know that there was a secret passage out there that we just came out of. So it's kind of cool they gave you a hint of where that is. It makes the game a little bit more intriguing, or at least this stage, and it makes you want to, not just fish, you can actually go out and explore, versus Twinkle Park where we were just secluded to one section. We couldn't really walk around at all. But Froggy's going to be located right here, and if we get his attention well enough, there we go, aha, we can reel this guy in for the third time in the game. All right. Now, hopefully he doesn't watch the shark. Didn't break our line the whole time, but now Froggy's going to for whatever reason. Let's see what we can do. Come on. Look, Big is just yanking on the thing. If you get a nice shot of Big back there in the background, it's kind of funny to see all the animations he does. He's just wiggling his arms left and right, going up and down, crazy. Like, Big is really determined as a fisherman. Like, if he has any skill in this game, it's just as a fisherman. Like, he's just determined. Look at that serious look in his eyes. It's just crazy. All right. So we have Froggy once again. Add him to the shark. And we're going to eat good tonight, folks. We are going to be eating good tonight. Frog and shark. Love it.
Not too bad. Froggy? Uh-oh. No! Hold on there! Come back, please! Give me my friend back! I'm begging you, please! Froggy? This place doesn't look familiar to me at all. Smells like Froggy's around somewhere. Think I'll see what's behind this door.
I think we're gonna see what's behind door number 2. No, but anyways, yeah, so that cutscene gets a little confusing, but I think they're essentially alluding to the fact that Big, I guess, somehow got on the ship as it was taking off. I don't know, that always kind of got confusing me, but rest in peace to Gamma there. We see Gamma snatches Froggy. So this takes place in the timeline right before Gamma dies, so that's very sad to see him back. But yeah, we do need to enter Hot Shelter now. This is actually the final stage that Big has. Again, not very many stages for the good cuddly cat. If we head back into the room where Amy was held captive, you will find another lure power-up. So kind of cool. Again, these are going to be hidden in a lot of different locations throughout the map, so you definitely want to try to get as many as you can before the end of the story, because again, Big story is not very long, so you want to go ahead and grab these as fast as you can whenever you get the chance to do so, and this is when we can get this one. Again, not required to grab these at all, but if you do want to go for 100% completion or just want to grab everything that you can as far as collectibles and upgrades, now is the time to do that. But like the big beautiful ball of red light let us know, we do need to enter Hot Shelter. This is the entrance for it. We're going to head on in. And we are now in Hot Shelter, so we are now taking this elevator back down. This time Froggy, I guess, is somewhere within this egg carrier. So we need to go and find him. So he's actually, this is actually going to be our final stage. So we do have, you know, quite the same type of scenery that we saw back when we were here as Amy. And we have more monkeys to deal with. And that was a horrible camera perspective there. I don't know where the camera was heading, but it was not in my favor, that's for sure. This level is actually a little bit more as an actual level, knowing that it is his final stage. So you actually get to do a little bit of platforming in the beginning here. Big is horrible when it comes to controlling him and platforming around, and getting around. So I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing to have an actual stage for him this time around. But once you get into this room, you're pretty much done. So if you remember this room when we were here as Amy, we had to break open that glass and fill it up with water. Well, we're gonna have to do the same thing here as Big, because this is actually going to be our fishing spot. That's right. If there's any place in this ship that we can fish in, this is probably the best place to do it.
Ah, there's Froggy. Looks like he needs my help.
Alright, so we have located the Froggy. So now we need to hit the button. So we hit the emergency drain switch, and voila. We get the same scene we got last time. And now we have water to work with. Alright, so we can now go fishing. I'm gonna grab an extra life there. We never know when those are gonna come in handy, even though this is the final stage. We'll go ahead and get down here. This is kind of interesting because you can still fish when Big's body is submerged in water, as long as he's not too submerged to where he has to swim. So you can actually cast your line right from where I am standing at the current moment. Or I guess sitting, since he should be sitting as he's fishing. We'll go ahead and grab a hold of Froggy and we'll reel the sucker and hopefully not let him go this time around. So he is pulling as hard as he ever has. Again, we do have some lure power-ups, so that's going to help us. It looks like we caught him with no issue at all, and that's going to do it. Fishing trip, I have to say, was a success.
Not too bad. Yes! We're together again at last, huh? Huh? That's strange. Where am I? Froggy?
We are yet again back at Angel Island, 3,000 years in the past. Another beautiful sight. Again, I just love this. This picture right here could be a postcard. Like this camera angle of the shrine where the Master Emerald sits. This should be a postcard. Like, I want to print that out and like hang it on my fridge or something, but I just love this place. I know we are able to come back here in the present, but it's just a little bit more in ruin and it's not as peaceful looking as it does look like, or as it looks in this past tense. So like before, we can go through this door again now that we've advanced to this point in the story, and we can go visit the Echidna buddies that we have so desperately wanted to come back and see. Yeah, they have nothing new in terms of dialogue. I'm not going to spend any time at all really in this area. I've showed this area off a numerous amount of times to the point where I've never been scared of anything my whole life. Yeah, I would too if you had a gigantic cat twice your size just staring you down with a big old fishing rod. Do these guys even know what fishing rods are? Like, I mean, I think they come from a time where that fishing was never a thing. I don't know, somebody help me out there. 3,000 years ago, did people fish? That's something I don't really know for sure. But yeah, so not going to spend a lot of time here. We've already been here plenty of times with other characters, so we're just going to head back into the door, back to Angel Island, and finish off this cutscene. Continuing the main story. Walking across this bridge. Once again, the Master Emerald Shrine sits in front of us. Let's go take a look. There she is.
Wow. Is it all right for me to be here? So do you trust me? So these are the 7 emeralds. Could it be? The servers are the 7 Chaos Emeralds, unified by one that is the controller. The 7 Chaos. The controller itself. Could this be the emerald that controls the 7 Chaos?
Froggy? I don't like the looks of this place. If something happens now, there's no point to my rescuing you. I don't know who would bother to save us both. We better get going, buddy!
Emergency alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operations.
The only thing better than seeing that cute scene with Big hugging Froggy really tight there is the fact that the monorail is now back in operation and we can now get around the Acadia a lot more efficiently. So we'll go ahead and access it. The monorail is running. Just press the call button. We're going to do just that. Call upon it by pressing said button right here with Big's gigantic feet. We will once again call upon our convenient monorail. We'll go inside, sit comfortably as we await our destination, and it is the outside of the Cadia. Alright, so we are now back outside. This is still happening before the carrier has crashed into the ocean. We have a boat landing here. Obviously, we can't take a boat when we are in midair. We'll take this elevator back up here. Looks like Tails has been here already. We can clearly see that that is his Tornado 2. But I think the place we need to go right now is where this gigantic water beast is hovering above. So let's check it out. And hello? Wow. I'm like right next to you. Okay, now it activated.
So, I see you're trying to escape. I'm right on time. Chaos, grab him! Get that frog! And don't forget the Chaos Emerald! All right, and now for the frog. The frog is possessed by your tail. Once you get your tail, you'll be complete and ultra strong.
Unbelievable! Look what happened! Chaos has transformed again!
Huh?
Uh-oh. Gotta go!
Froggy? I'll save you! Don't worry, Pally!
So, he's your friend, eh? No sweat! I'll get him back! Watch me!
Careful, Froggy! Don't worry! We'll get you back!
Aim for the frog and cast your lure.
This is the final and only fight that we have in Big Story, and it is against Chaos 6. So kind of interesting. So we have Froggy, who is actually swimming within Chaos. We don't actually have to cause any direct damage to Chaos itself. We just have to catch Froggy. Yeah. So we're actually, silly as this sounds, we are just trying to cast our rod into Chaos's gigantic water body and try to grab a hold of our Froggy friend to save him. So that's really the only objective here. A couple of key things to take away from that cutscene is the only thing that was stopping Chaos from taking its full form as Chaos 6 and regaining its full power and shape was the fact that Froggy had swallowed and consumed the one Chaos Emerald and a piece of Chaos itself. So without that piece, Chaos then ingested Froggy, who ingested a piece of Chaos, giving it its full shape and power. It's kind of interesting.
Hooray! Froggy! I won't let them take you away again!
Go on and get out of here! I'll do the rest!
Oh, okay. Thanks. Come, little buddy. Time to get a move on. Huh? What? Hey, maybe we could use this. But I don't know the first thing about it. Oh well, I'll give it a try anyway.
And that is a wrap for Big the Cat's story. Now, I have a lot to say about Big's story, even though it doesn't really seem like he played that big of a role in the game. First off, I want to say, hey, Big, you can party it up all you want. I don't know if I would go dancing all over the ancient ruins there. I feel like there would be some sort of curse or something that would maybe follow me if I was maybe doing that. I feel like it's kind of degrading. But anyways, but yeah, for Big's story, again, not my favorite part of the game. And personally, it's probably my least favorite part of playing Sonic Adventure over again is having to deal with big stages. Simply because, not that I hate them, but because they just feel so out of place, especially when you compare them to the other characters' stages in the game. Although Big is still involved in the overarching story here with Tikal and Chaos, and I still think that his stages could have definitely been tweaked up a little bit to have a little bit more of an enjoyable time. We could have gotten something better from Big. He is one of the last characters that you play as, and even though I chose him as the final character, he's not meant to be the final story of the game. Gamma's is. So I think going from Big to Gamma really didn't make a lot of sense, and the reason, one of the reasons why I decided to play Big after Gamma's story was because I think Gamma's story not only tied in really well with Amy's story, but also has a pretty sad and important ending to it, and I think having Big come after that was a nice little break from all of the intense and dark parts of the story and brought a little bit more light and humor, I think, to the whole story here, where Big is just a funny, silly character. His literal only objective is to chase down this mutated little frog. So as funny as that is, I just wanted to kind of keep that for last, you know, maybe distract a little attention from all the darkness that is happening here in the world of Sonic Adventure. Not my favorite story to play through, but I think his story does still showcase the power that the Chaos Emeralds and Chaos have. Because Froggy ingested one, and he also ingested a piece of Chaos itself, giving him not only the mutated tail that we saw Chaos there grow after he ingested Froggy back, but it gave him power a little bit, because he was able to get out of Big's grasp pretty easily. He only had a small part of it, but that much power can change the shape of a frog. You know, it just kind of goes to show what it can do. That's going to do it for our good friend Big. We will be finishing this game off and the story off with one more section. So we still have a little bit left to do. As you could tell by the end of Big's story, that is far from having closure for this entire thing. You know, the moment it kicked off with Sonic, you know, we're going to see that here. We're going to see that closure happening here coming up next. So next time on Let's Play Sonic Adventure, we are going to be finishing off the game with one final story. That character is going to be revealed near the end of the finale, which is going to be happening in the next episode. So until then, this is J Guy Plays, powering off. The actual best part of Big's story is with his superhuman strength, he can lift up his bed, place it into the river, like this, jump on it, and look at this, fishing from bed. This will be the new trend in 2026, maybe 2027. Never mind. It doesn't work, but it's a good idea.